In this section, we will learn how to compute simple interest and future value and compute principal rate or time. Interest is a fee charged for the use of money. Simple interest is a one-time percent of an amount of money. Compound interest is a percentage of an original amount as well as the percentage of the new amount, including previous calculated interest. We'll talk about compound interest in another video. So interest is denoted by the letter I, and once again it's the fee charged for the use of money. Principal, which is denoted by the letter P, is the amount of money borrowed or placed into a savings account. Rate, denoted by the letter R, is the percent of the principal paid for having money loaned or earned for investing money. Unless indicated otherwise, rates are given as a percent for 1 year. When doing calculations, we will always write R in decimal form. Time, denoted by the letter T, or term, is the length of time that the money is being borrowed or invested. When the rate is given as a percent per year, time has to be written in years. Lastly, future value is denoted by the letter A. It's the amount of the loan or investment plus the interest paid or earned. So these are the formulas that you'll use to calculate simple interest and future value. The interest is calculated as principal times rate times time, or I is equal to P times R times T. Future value is equal to the principal plus the interest. So what you can do is you can calculate the interest and then add it on to the principal, and that will give you your future value. There's also another formula. A is equal to P times 1 plus RT. So let's go through an example. We're going to find the simple interest and future value for a loan of $12,000 for 5 years at a rate of 7% per year. So let's write out the information that was given to us. We know that the amount of the loan is $12,000. We know that it was for 5 years, and they told us that the rate is 7%. Remember, we'll write the rate as a decimal. So we want to figure out the amount of simple interest. So we're going to use I is equal to P times R times T. So this will be 12,000 times 0.07 times 5. When I multiply it out, I get $4,200. So this is the amount of interest. So the future value, once again, we can use the I in the calculation. So this will be P plus I. We already know P is 12,000 plus the I, which is $4,200. We get 16,200. So basically what this means is you borrowed $12,000 for 5 years at a rate of $7,000. However, when you pay it back, you're going to pay back $16,200. The bank has to make money off of you borrowing this money. So they're going to get interest of $4,200. This is what the bank is charging you for this loan. Interest rates are typically given in terms of percent per year. When the time of a loan or investment is given in months, we need to divide the time by 12 to convert to years. So in this problem, Marcia needs some quick cash for books at the beginning of fall semester, so she borrows $600 at 11% simple interest for 2 months. 2 months. How much interest will she pay? So we know that she's going to borrow $600, so that's the P. We know the rate is 11%, so that's 0.11. And our time is in months, so it told us 2 months, but it has to be out of years. So what we're going to do is, we know there's 12 months in a year, so we're going to put 2 out of 12. So you can write it as a fraction, 2 divided by 12. So to figure out how much interest she will pay, we're going to use P times R times T. We'll have 600 times 0.11 times 2 over 12. When we multiply this out, I get $11. So she will pay $11 in interest. If using that fraction confuses you, what you can do is you can just go ahead and divide this out. 2 divided by 12 should give you 0.16. It might be 1.6666, but you can just round it to 0.167. Or another way you can do it is take 600 times 0.11 times 2, hit enter, and then divide by 12, and then you should get 11. In this next problem, it says Kenny Ribs took out a loan for $5,000. The simple interest rate was 6.5%, and the term of the loan was 3 years. Let's figure out the interest and the future value. We're going to write out the information that was given. They told us the amount of the loan is $5,000. They told us the rate is 6.5%, so that's 0.065, and the term of the loan was 3 years. So let's calculate the interest. Remember, it's P times R times T. This is 5,000 times 0.065 times 3. That gives me $975 for the interest. To figure out the future value, we're going to add that interest on to our principal amount of 5,000. So we get 5,000 plus 975. That gives me $5,975. So far we've discussed how to find the interest and future value for a loan or investment. We can also figure out the principal, the rate, or the time by substituting into the formula I is equal to P times R times T and solving for the unknown value. So in this problem, we're going to figure out P, the principal. We're going to find the principal on the savings account that pays $76.50 in simple interest at 6% over 3 years. Okay, so in this problem, they told us what I is. They said that it was simple interest of $76.50. They also told us the rate is 6%, so that's 0.06, and the term of the loan was 3 years. So we're going to use this formula and we're going to try to figure out P. Okay? They gave us everything else but P, and that's what we're going to solve for. So I'll plug everything back in. I'll go ahead and multiply this 0.06 times 3. I get 0.18. This is 0.18. And don't forget, you're still multiplying it by P, but you want to get P by itself. So to get P by itself, I'll divide everything by 0.18. When I take 76.5 and divide it by 0.18, I get $425. So you invested $425 and it paid you $76.50 in interest over 3 years at 6% simple interest rate. In this next problem, we're going to try to figure out the rate. We're going to try to figure out R. Okay, so in this problem it says that you invested $8,000 for 30 months. You received $1,000 in simple interest. What was the rate? So let's write out what they gave us. They told us the principal amount is $8,000. They told you that you received $1,000 in simple interest. The time was 30 months. So I'm going to take this 30 and divide it by 12. 30 divided by 12. And then we're trying to figure out the rate. The rate is, we don't know. So 30 divided by 12 is actually 2.5 years. So you can use 2.5 in your calculations. So once again, we're going to use I is equal to P times R times T. We're going to plug in our values and we're trying to calculate R. So I'll put these in parentheses. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply that 8,000 with 2.5. I get 20,000. And then we still have the R. The R is what we're trying to solve for. So I'll divide everything by 20,000. And when I take the 1,000 divided by 20,000, I get 0.05, which is 5%. So don't forget, this is rate. So your rate should be written as a percentage. So when calculating rate, make sure to change your decimal to a percent. The last part we're going to do is calculating the term of the loan. So this time we're going to calculate T. A pawn shop offers to finance a guitar costing $750 at 4% simple interest. The total interest charge will be $150. What is the term of the loan? So let's go ahead and write out what we have. They told you that you're going to finance this guitar and the guitar is $750. You're going to do it at a simple interest rate of 0.04. They told you the total interest charge is $150. We want to figure out what's the term of the loan. We're trying to figure out T. So we're going to plug everything back in. I'm going to put this in parentheses. And we are trying to figure out T. I'm going to take 750 and times it by 0.04. I get 30. So that's 30T. To get T by itself, I'll divide everything by 30. 150 divided by 30 is 5. So this is in years. So the term of the loan is 5 years. That's the end of this lecture.